2015 is considered a momentous and critical year for a number of reasons. If we look back, we see that 70 years ago, the United Nations was founded, and with it also the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Members of our network from around the world are giving some of their opinions on some of these issues. Now, we have done this with cell phones as our way of communicating our concerns and our interests at this point in time.
Women aren't being treated equally to men, and that's just unfair. We're the same people, but I think the government could definitely try and promote women in the workforce by just putting things on TV as ads or just doing simple things like that people will actually look at and people would take away from that. And so I think awareness is probably one of the most important things the government could do.
I think if you give women an equal opportunity to gain an education, gain employment, and just be able to have more opportunities in life more generally, then that's going to have flow-on effects for whole communities and help to bring whole countries and communities out of poverty.
¿Todas las personas tienen posibilidad de acceder a un hogar decente?
No, para nada.
¿O conoces alguna situación de este tipo?
Conozco muchas, de gente que está en la calle, gente que está preparada, no tienen trabajo y entonces están en la calle.
En premier lieu, on doit reconnaître que le système est gratuit et que cela a permis à toute la population de pouvoir bénéficier d'une éducation et de faire des études tant que niveau pré-primaire jusqu'au niveau tertiaire. Et c'est peut-être un des rares pays qui pratique l'éducation gratuite. Mais on doit dire que cette éducation gratuite n'est pas sans inconvénients, en ce sens que le système est très sélectif, parce qu'à l'âge le premier cycle primaire est sanctionné par les examens, lequel examen permet que 60 à 70% d'élèves qui réussissent, qui passent en secondaire. Et de là, on appelle ça le système baïonnette, non?
Get legislation passed that ensures that climate change is averted. Also, being sure ourselves that we do things like recycling and use water responsibly.
In countries that have high levels of inequality, there tends to be more corruption within the government and social divide within the communities. And statistics have shown that high levels of inequality have really negative impacts upon society, such as higher levels of people with mental illnesses and more people in hospitals and things like that.
That NGOs very often come into an area without a real sense of the culture of the people, and they start to do more harm than good by attempting to empower women. The old adage of, save a woman, you saved a family, or educate a woman, you've educated a family.
Gender and equality, and mainly we are looking at the issue of pregnancies among our school-going girls. So what is your view about that issue? What can you say? And what should be done?
At school, she finds that some of her friends, they are wearing nice school shoes or dresses. They will end up being prostitutes to get the money. So this thing, I don't think this is school children. Some of them, they are doing fine to school.
If that boy is still going to school, if he pregnanted a girl, I think they have they have to give maternity leave for both of them.
I think both in societies and the whole global world, between what's happened with the possibilities of getting a good education or becoming educated, that it has led to a lot of the problems that we have and the disparities economically.
the government should build more schools which have boarding facilities, so that at least when they are when they are in boarding, they are kept busy. You find that this time maybe they are going at for studies. This time they are in classes. After classes, maybe they are okay. There's that security in boarding school as compared to day schools. You have seen.
Concerning gender inequality, more than 70% of all law students are female, and yet the number of female lawyers who become partners of law firms is probably less than 10%.
¿Me podrías indicar si el lugar donde tú vives es un lugar seguro?
Por la zona donde vivo actualmente ya hay bastante lo que es el pandillas y todo, ya no se podría considerar como una zona segura ni para los niños ni para los adultos.
Que ya no hay respeto por la mujer, por los derechos y por el niño tampoco. Actualmente, lamentablemente, el Perú ya está siendo un país en el cual la tasa de maltrato hacia la mujer ha aumentado. A nivel de Latinoamérica es uno de los más altos.
¿Me podrías indicar qué es el feminicidio o qué sabes del feminicidio?
Provocar la muerte o dar la matanza a las mujeres.
Et penses-tu que l'eau est distribuée aux habitants de ton île de manière satisfaisante?
Non.
Et tu peux nous expliquer pourquoi?
Parce qu'il y a des personnes qui doivent se lever très tôt le matin afin de remplir des seaux, parce qu'arrivé à une certaine heure, l'eau ne coule plus.
Everyone should have access to energy, which they can use for everyday things like for hot water, for showers, for cooking, for cleaning, and also electricity, so people can keep on going at night time instead of having to stop and not being able to use that time later on. And also in rural areas, the energy can be used for farming, for machinery, to get more out of their products and to produce more so that they can support themselves.
È la stessa cosa per me, anche per quanto mi riguarda, quello che so, se devo essere sincera, non è molto, ma so che riguarda in generale rendere il mondo un posto migliore. So che è generico, ma è quello che percepisco.
Gratuite pour les adultes, des centres de formation gratuits, créer de l'emploi pour les Mauriciens et non pour les étrangers, parce que ici à Maurice, maintenant, on trouve beaucoup des étrangers qui viennent à Maurice pour travailler.
We're dealing with education, poverty, health, climate change, anything that affects humanity.
Help famine and poverty in the world, rights for women and children, education, sustainable development.